It's now 7 days since I did the original 20-minute video above this one. 7 days later, just to show you, I've done a little bit of trading today. I've had a bit of spare time this afternoon, and you can see on this trade I've made £3.14. If I go back to the last rate, you'll see I made £1.93.94. And the race before that, you can see I've made £1.50, and over 3 consecutive races. I had a little bit of time this afternoon, so I thought I'll do some scalping. And as you can see, it's just a case of having time and being at your computer. I didn't trade that race. I think I've done 4 this afternoon. I've made about £6 in the last couple of minutes, and it's quite simple. These demonstration video, I'm only trading £50 on the scalps. Now, when I do my own scalping, I trade £100, £150, even £200 sometimes. But obviously, at this stage, I don't advise you to do that. But as you can see, there's money being made in small amounts. I just thought I'd film the last couple of trades. Now, you'll see on this one, it's a perfect example. The race is not started yet. I've made £3.14, and I actually caught this scalp at the top of the price points. As you can see, it started to rise from there, and I actually caught it at the top. So I placed the scalp there, and it dropped, and it literally took minutes to do this, and it continued to drop, and I made £3.14. But it really is that easy, guys. It's just a case of going through the races for today, and if you've got the time to do them, just do scalp after scalp after scalp. Sometimes in some races you can do more than one scalp. You can do 2 or 3 and end up £5, £6, £7 to a £50 stakes. If I check the next race, you'll see the price is rising on this one as well, on the favourite. It's not a massive favourite. This one is at 3.5, and the second favourite is 5.3. There's not even a great deal of money there. It's 28 minutes before the start of this race, because it's a Saturday. Once you've got the bulk of the racing out of the way, there's quite a distance in between the races. So it takes a little bit more patience, but I managed to get in and out before that happened today. And that's on, again, another Saturday afternoon. Now, something else you can check. If you go to betfair.com, this is the actual race I've got up on BetAngel. You can see Gabrudan. Now, if you hover your mouse over that, you'll see its last position. You can see that finished second. The one under that finished second as well. And the one under that finished 7th. Nowhere. 3rd. 6th. 0. And nowhere. So it's easy to see why those top 2 horses are the favourite. They both finished second last time out, and that's reflected in the price. Now, gamblers are going to read this kind of data. They're going to go on Betfair. They're going to see what position the last race, the last horse finished in its last outing. And that's going to dictate which horse they're going to train on. And as you can see, this has got 26 minutes to go before the start of this race. And it's actually risen in price, the favourite. Now, I would expect the last 5 to 10 minutes, when people start looking to trade this race, they'll look at the data on Betfair. They'll see chances are it's going to do better than most of them, which means the odds are going to drop, as far as we're concerned, scalping wise. So I'll place a trade there at 145. You can see there's not a lot of liquidity there. It's not been taken, but it's looking at dropping. Let's see if it gets taken. Patience. Scalping equals patience. As you can see, that price is dropping. There was a massive amount, £1,600 came in there. And if a large amount of cash comes in like that, it means the price is going to go down straight away, because what's on the opposite side, the lay side, will never equal thousands of pounds. And you can see there's £2,047 sat there on the lay side at 3.25. So the lay side, that was on the back bet side, so the lay side is going to struggle to compete with that. So it should stay there for a while, and as you can see I've made 61 pence. So the last 4 races I've made about £6.50, £7. It was quick to do, I was in and out fast, there was no messing around, no waiting. And again, looking at the micro chart, that favourite is becoming static. It's at 3.2, so it's not a massive favourite, but it's not odds on. But as just looking at the betfair.com, you could see he came second in his last outing. The second favourite, Miss Mason, also came second. So those 2 horses are the favourites for this race. Now if you look at the lay side where my cursor is and the back bet side, you can see it's fairly static. There's a gradual increment of liquidity coming in. It's not pouring in because it's 25 minutes left. So it's quite easy to scalp these kind of races. If you look at the second favourite, their pricing is fairly static. It's just dropping slightly. In fact, the first 2 favourites are dropping slightly in price, which means some of the other horses must be attracting some money. So the favourite's fairly static now, as you can see. So let's try and make market on that. So 2 trades have gone in, one at 3.05, one at 3. The back bet's been taken. The price has not moved, so I'd expect the lay trade to get taken as well. It's sat there at 3. If it gets taken, I'll make £1.45. You can see on the candle chart, it's not moving, it's gone up slightly. And the bulk of it's been taken. There's £5.55 left. As you can, sometimes when the price spikes, the trade doesn't all get taken. There'll be a portion of it that gets taken, and that's what's happened there. And what I tend to do is cash out, so I'll take that. As you can see on the ladder, it's £1.44 guaranteed profit now. Goes to the 1 click, you can see that there's £1.43 at least. So the last 4 or 5 trades, that's about £8 I've made, and it was quick, easy, in and out on a Saturday afternoon. It's still time, there's 21 minutes left. There's still plenty of time. If you wanted to stay in this trade, you can see the price is not moving up or down too much. So you could probably get 4, 5, even £6 out of this to £50 stakes. It's now at 177. So that's another guaranteed profit. Okay, I just wanted to show you that. Another few trades, 7 days after the first trades, and you could do this pretty much every day if you wanted to. But remember to practice. Okay, thank you very much. It's now Monday the 24th of October, and just to complete some more scalping on the fly, as you can see on the screen, I've already made 1 trade already, and I've made 54 pence. Now just watching the candle chart, you can see the price is dropping. There's 2 minutes and 50 before the start of this race, so it's just a case of watching the charts and see what's happening with the movement. If the movement is adequate to perform a scalp, then obviously you would perform one. The price is 1.88, so it's quite a large favourite, this one. So it's not going to be a great deal of money being made on this race. Even if he's trading £200 per scalp at 1.88, you're not gonna buy a holiday home in the sun, that's for sure. So yes, it's just a case of watching and waiting and seeing what's actually happening with the markets and whether it's worth doing a new trade. 54 pence is 54 pence. The next raise could make you £3, but you need to be on the lookout for liquidity, entering, watching where the numbers are, so you can see whether the price is going to rise enough to make a profit. Price is coming down on this horse. It's a massive favourite, so as it gets closer to the off, more money gets pumped in on the back bet side. So I'll cash that out, 54 pence at least, and move on to the next trade. The price is slightly rising, as you can see, but there's not really enough time to do anything here. So I would leave this one, and it's going to be 10 to 3, so there's plenty more races left for this day to make a profit from. So I'll move on to the next race. Okay, on to the next race. On this demonstration, I'm going to actually speak less because we're a bit further into the training now, and I want to see, well, you need to see whether you're becoming familiar with what's happening on the screen. So I will speak when I need to speak, but I want you to actually see what's happening. So watch the screen. I'm going to do about 5 or 6 races and just scalp them consecutively just to see what happens, because I want you to see how it can be done consecutively, one race after another, and what to look for and how to do it. So as you can see on this horse, the price is rising slightly. It is the favourite, on with the party. It's at 5.6. It's not a massive favourite, but it's the favourite, so we'll focus on that because we know most of the liquidity is going to go on this horse. So that's where we'll stick. So let's place a trade. It's quite static at the moment, as you can see. It's at 5.6 and it's not moved for a while, so I'll place a trade on each side. One side's been taken, as you can see, and we're waiting for the secondary trade to get taken, and that's now been taken. So we're now at 89 pence. The price is dropping slightly. So just watch the screen and see if you can figure out what you would do after watching the previous videos, and then that's really the best way, I think, to learn. Just watch and see what's happening and see what you would do, and if you would take the same actions as I'm taking. So I've placed 2 trades. It's 13 minutes before the start of this race. One at 5.6, one at 5.5. The back trade started to get taken. The price is static. There's not a great deal happening here. So ideally both these should get taken because the price is not, well, it has just moved. So the late trade was taken and a portion of the back trade was taken. If you see there, there's quite a big amount of liquidity coming to the market. And that, when that happens, when you get a large bulk of liquidity, that's what I call false liquidity, because you could have some punter who's absolutely clueless, just lumping 5 grand on a horse to win. It's quite possible he's read the Daily Mail that morning and thought, oh, do you know what, I'll stick 5 grand on this. So it's what I call false liquidity. And when that happens, the price usually bounces back fairly quickly. So it's not always too much to be concerned about. So we just wait. It's still fairly static. It's 12 minutes before the start of the race, so there's not a great deal happening. We're just waiting for the first trade to get taken now. If you look at the candle chart, you'll see it's static. There's nothing happening. There's not a great deal coming in. The liquidity is increasing by like £5, £2, £4, which is not going to move the price at all, really. So just wait. It's currently 5.1. Our back bet trade is at 5.4. Not a problem. There's 9 minutes left before the start of the race. So as you can see, it's been taken. Well, again, there's not a lot of liquidity entering this market, so we just need to be aware of where the money is being placed, if it's on the back bet side, on the lay side, and just watch the numbers in between the two markets. So I've placed a back trade there, as you can see. And the lay trade at 5.2. and the lay trade's been taken, so we've made £1.97 so far, depending where the price moves to at 190. Okay, so I've cast that out, and as you can see there's 8 minutes before the start of the race. So what I'm going to do, I'm obviously trading live. I'm going to keep pausing the video and restart it when something's worth watching, because otherwise these videos get stupidly long and the file sizes are massive. So I'll keep pausing the video and then I'll set it live again when there's something worth watching. Price is dropping slightly. 7 minutes. But we see where the cursor is, 299 there. That's obviously more than what's on the lay side, so chances are that's going to push the price down. And that's why it's imperative and important to watch where the figures are. So I've placed a £50 trade on the back bet side there, as you can see. And the market's static, so I'm just waiting to see what's happening. It's not been taken that time. Price has dropped. I'm probably repeating what you're thinking, but as mentioned, I'm going to speak less on this video, as I want you to just run through your mind what's happening on the screen and what you would do in the same position, and it's a good way to learn. We do this in some of our other products. The first couple of videos we actually speak and narrate what's happening on the screen, and then we let the customer actually think for themselves and try to predict what's going to happen. Okay. So the first trade's been taken and we're waiting for the second trade to get taken. It's 6 minutes for the start of this race. As you see there, I could place a stop loss if I wanted to. I don't generally use stop losses, but as you're starting out I do advise you to do that. But I also advise to start with like £2 stakes to learn. There's no point starting with £50 stakes and then panicking when the price goes against you. You need to get into a habit of reacting depending on what's happening on the screen. And it becomes second nature after a while. So the price is rising, as you can see there. So you may be panicking at this stage, but I'm not, because I know chances are that's false liquidity. And we're still on the favourite. And chances are there's 5 minutes left and that price is still going to drop. If you see on the candle chart, you'll see the price has never been that high. It's at 5.9. 5.9 is the highest it reached. So I actually paused the video there because nothing was happening, and then I put it back on and the trade was taken. So the price went up and the price came down, and as expected the trade was taken. I've just cashed it out for £2.89, which is quite a nice profit, to be honest. I do try to make about £3 at least. Now these examples, obviously I'm using £50 stakes, but when I trade live I use like £100, £200, because obviously I'm more experienced, but I advise you to start with £2 stakes. Price is dropping on his favourite now. There's 1 minute 45 before the start of the race, so again you need to decide, is it worth doing a secondary trade or just cashing out and moving on to the next race. And my thinking is it really depends what's happening. If that back trade gets taken, which it has, there's 1 minute 20 left, I may be inclined to cash out here and then move on to the next race. Okay, so I've cashed out and I've made £3.84 on this race, which is a nice profit. There's 1 minute left, so I will then move on to the next race. Okay, so after the first two races, as you've seen, we're about £4.50 up. So we've gone to the next race and we do the same again. There's 10 minutes before the start of this race. And we've got the favourite as LVIP, as you can see. And the price is 5.1. But same again, please watch the screen and try to preempt what you would do in this same situation. That's the best way to do this. So you can see that 89, 86, there's not a great deal coming in at this stage. So it's probably ideal to do a basic scalp. The price is dropping slightly. A big spike came in there. Somebody placed about £1,400. And then the price rose again. So I've placed two trades, one on the back and one on the lay side. £50 on each. The back trade's been taken, so we're waiting for the lay trade to get taken. So obviously we're wanting the price to drop here. As you can see, a portion of that's been taken. 88p, a bit more has been taken now. So because it's fairly static, it will gradually get taken. I'm going to move this down to make £1.90 instead of 98p, because there is still 8 minutes left. And the price is dropping, as you can see. I'm already in a profit of 98p at this stage. The price has risen. So please just watch what's happening on the screen and then become familiar with what I'm doing and how you're going to trade as well. So obviously we're wanting the price to drop so that £45.15 gets taken, and then we're in a profit of £1.90. 7 minutes left, and as you can see, the late trade's been taken and we made a profit of £1.90 already, and there's still just under 7 minutes left. Now you can decide to cash out straight away, or you can just continue trading, because it's all relative really. I like to cash out because then I know I've made that profit, so if I do decide to move to a next race, I know I've made it. So just watch the figures, watch what's happening on the lay side, on the back bet side, what's the liquidity entering. So you see there is £454, £100 on the other side. So chances at this stage that price is going to get pushed down. So I'll place the trade there again. The first one's not been taken, the price has dropped slightly. The price is dropping, dictated by the candle chart. So I'm going to cancel that one because the price has dropped. It's not going to reach that at this stage. There's still 5 minutes left before the start of the race, so there's still time to make some money in this one. I'm watching to see what the candle chart's doing. I'm watching the ladder to see where the liquidity is being entered. We're currently at £2.02. 4 minutes left before the start of this race. I pause the video, then reset it, and I'm currently at £2.07. As I said, I'm going to keep pausing the video because there's not a great deal happening and the video gets too long otherwise. So the price has risen, as you can see by the candle chart. So you then decide what you're going to do next. Is the price going to go up? Is the price going to go down? Now I normally watch what the previous price points are. Now if you see on the candle chart, the height was at 5.1. It's currently at 4.6. So I'm guaranteed £1.3. I've got the lay trade at 4.5. Okay, not a great deal happened there, so I actually cashed out and made £1.03. Then on to the next trade. Okay, so far this afternoon I've completed 3 trades. I'm at about £5.70 in profit. We're on to the next race. It's a 15.25 at Redcar, 24th of October, 1 mile 2 furlong selling stakes. The favourite is Italian Beauty. The price 2.42. It's fairly static, as you can see on the candle chart. So we then decide what we're going to do. The price is rising slightly. And please remember, I am going to keep stopping the video and pausing it if nothing's happening, and then I'll restart it again when there's some activity on the screen. So the favourite's risen quite sharply, as you can see there on that micro chart, and I expect it to drop, so I'll place the trade, the back trade. 2.52, we may have missed that one. If the price drops too sharply after you place the back trade, then obviously you're not going to catch it, so sometimes you have to pull it down. And then wait. I'll place a lay trade at 2.44, £50. So I'll make £1.23. There's 6 minutes left before the start and the price is dropping. The price dropped and both trades have now been taken, so we guaranteed £1.24 profit. So I'll cash that out and then we start again. There's still 6 minutes left, as you can see on there, so there's plenty more opportunity here. So you do the same again, look at the candle chart, see what's happening. Price looks like it's going to drop. See, I'm already at £1.24. I place one trade on the back bet. Secondary trade at 2.42 on the lay side. And you can see the weight of liquidity is pushing the price down, and the secondary trade was taken. So we're now at £2.07 in profit. There's still 5 minutes left. So hopefully the price will rise. In the last few minutes the price has reached, I think, a maximum of 2.56. So it's now dropping to a point where it's never reached before, so we need to just be cautious of that. The good thing about scalping is there's no pressure to react. If you don't see a positive, then there's no reason entering a trade. The situation needs to be right to actually partake in the trade. As you can see there, there's a large spike that came down there. Which again I think was false liquidity. There's umpteen thousands of pounds entered the market there, and it's continued to drop. But I think chances are it will rise. It's a big favourite, it's 2.26. So there's going to be a lot of liquidity on this horse. As you can see, the candle chart is showing a slight rise. Now I know I keep saying as you can see, but I'm hoping your eyes are looking where I'm looking. I'm always watching the candle chart. I'm always watching the liquidity on the ladder to see where the price is being pushed, because it's important. So hopefully by this stage you're looking at the candle chart the same way I am, and also watching the ladder to see which way the market's going. Okay, I'm going to cash this one out and then move on to the next as the price is dropping here. We are now on to our fifth trade of the afternoon. The first four trades have made £7.77, so not too bad. The favourite here is 7 Devils. One click screen is showing a fairly static line there. Second favourite is also fairly static, which is interesting to note. The candle chart is showing that the price is static. There looks to be more liquidity on the lay side presently, which is pushing the price up. So he's now reaching a point where it's not been before, so I'm going to place a trade, £50 or 4.7. It's 10 minutes before the start of the race, so there's plenty of time here to make a few scalps. So I've placed £50 on the back bet side and £50 on the lay side. The reason I've done that is nothing's happening at this stage. The lay trade has been taken, the back bet's been taken, so we've now made 59 pence. I've cashed out. So we do the same again. There's still 9 minutes left before the start. At this stage, hopefully you also are looking at the clock and looking at the micro charts and looking at the candle charts to see what's happening. Really, they are the main three areas. The candle chart is the main focus, and then the ladder, and you're watching the money physically entering the market. So I've placed a back trade there at 4.6 because the price went up slightly. That's not been taken yet. The price has dropped to 4.3. Start again. It's £58 sat there. There's more liquidity on the lay bet side, as you can see, so hopefully that will push that up. It doesn't really matter, we've not got a trade in play. I've cashed out the first trade. So we sat at 59 pence. I've just placed a back trade, 4.3. It looks like the price is dropping there. The candle chart is showing that. Okay, I cancelled the first trade. It looks like the market's become static, so I should be able to get a scalp here. And the second trade is at 4.1, so if that gets taken, I'm at £1.81. But it looks like it's risen. There's still 7 minutes left. So whilst I'm watching the screen, I'm watching the candle chart, and I flicked between the candle chart and the clock to see how much time is left, and then the liquidity on the ladder to see how much money is being entered into the market. They're the only three factors I look at. Price is dropping slightly, which is what we need. Five minutes left. The late trade is getting taken and it's been took. So we now a guaranteed profit of £1.78, which I'll cash out. 5 minutes left. Okay, I did pause the video there, and the first trade that I entered got taken. So I'm waiting for the late trade to get taken. You can see there is well over £1,000 before my liquidity, and that's what I was saying on the other video, is you need to be ideally at the front of the queue, because now that price is at 4, if I was at the front of the queue, my money would have got taken first, and because I'm sat near the back, that's not happened, but obviously it's been taken now. So that's a guaranteed profit of £3, which again is a nice profit. So then on to the next. 1 minute left. So far today we've completed 5 trades and we've made £10.77 approximately. So we're into the next one, 1545 Leicester, 24th of October, a 6 mile furl on maiden stakes. Slightly static on the favourite, Contentment. Price 2.36. Looks like it's dropping there, so I'll place a back trade, which has been taken. I'll place a late trade at 2.32. It's not going to make a fortune if it gets taken, but it all adds up. And that's the whole concept, scalping. We're actually scalping small profits. And once you become familiar, then you can do this all day long. And this is our 6th race of the day, consecutive. Okay, as you can see there, we're now at £1.31. Nine minutes left approximately before the start of this race, so there's still time. Back trade's been taken, secondary trade at 2.24, and if that drops it'll make £2.21. I do keep pausing the video, which I keep mentioning, so if the screen has changed slightly it's because I paused the video and then restarted it. Quite a large favourite, this one, Contentment, so there'll be a lot of money entering the market for this one. That second favourite there looks like it'd be ideal to scalp because it's static, but we're on the favourite. So the price has gone up, as you can see, but we're still in a guaranteed profit of 45p. Now I did actually cash out at £2.21. I paused the video. On to the next race. So far today we've traded 6 races and we've made £12.98 approximately. We're on to the next race, which is 1555 red card, 24th of October. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that favourite, but the price has risen. You can see that on a micro chart. So it started much lower and it's actually It's actually drifted quite considerably. It's currently at 5.6 on the back bet. So let's see what we can do here. Micro chart shows it's slightly rising. In actual fact, it started the favourite, but it's jumped to now the third favourite. It's no longer, as you can see, it's drifted. It started a lot lower, but it's jumped up in price. So for some reason, people on the lay side, so I'm actually going to trade that, as you can see there, because it started lower, it's drifted massively. So I'm going to try and capitalise on the downward trend, because that price will come down. As you can see there, I've made £2. Well, I've not cashed it out yet, but it's currently sat at £2. That does happen sometimes. The price, maybe the favourite to begin with at the start of the day, but depending on liquidity, that favourite can change, and that's why it's in third position on the Betfair software. So it's currently at £2.4, and I cashed out £2.4. You can see it drifted, and then it's come right back down again in price. And this is people listening to tipsters and listening to commentary. They're deciding for people where to place a trade. And this is the betfair.com website, and you can see, and it proves I'm trading this live, because you can see the £2.4 I've made sat there on the Betfair website as well. And just looking at the chart, you can see it started 4.8, it jumped up to above 7, and then it steamed down, then drifted upwards again. But you can see £2.4 sat there, because BetAngel obviously ties in with betfair.com, so the activity, any trade you make on BetAngel will reflect on betfair.com, and that's why you can see £2.4 on the screen, which is the current profit I've made. And there's all the trades on the right hand side. So it started as the favourite at the start of the day, and it's now drifted out to the third favourite. And it's just jumped up in price again. I'm expected to come down again, so I'm going to place a trade here to see again if I can capitalise on making an additional scalp. So it's dropping there, so I'll place £50 on the back, £50 on the lay. So if that gets taken, I'll make £3.89. There's 3 minutes left before the start of this race, so it's quite possible for that to happen. And as you can see, the price is already steamed down slightly. So I'm fairly confident this will get taken pretty quick. If you look at the liquidity, you can see which way the price is being driven, and it's being driven down at this stage. See, a lot of people who gamble, they may just read the papers, and that horse, that micro horse, will be the favourite in the paper, so people will back based on that. So not everybody will listen to commentary and read tipsters, they'll just read what's in the paper. And as you can see, that trade's been taken, so I've actually made £3.81. As you can see on the betfair.com website, it's showing the profits mirrored on there. So in the last 7 trades, I've actually made about £16 once you take commission off there, which this has taken about an hour. The last 7 trades I've actually traded consecutively, which is without missing any out, and there's been a profit made on each one. This last one, £3.83, so I've made about £16, which for an hour's work is not too bad. And they're quite conservative stakes I've used as well, £50 stakes. I've not used £200 or even £100. So realistic stakes has made £16 within the last hour. and you see, and I didn't miss any out. I just went from race to race and made the profits fairly easy. And there's still a lot more race left for today if you wanted to continue. I actually stopped trading after that last race because I've got other things to do today. But just to show you my Betfair profit and loss for today, as you can see for today, click profit and loss and you'll see them 7 trades which I traded produced a profit of £15.99. This is my secondary account which I use just for testing, and you can see there was no losses. The profits which you've seen on the screen are in there, and they were traded consecutively. The first race 14.50 was the start time, and the last race 15.55, which shown just over an hour to make £16. Okay, thank you very much.